What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Matt Farah here, and today's episode is, as always, brought to you by Off the Record. We love Off the Record, and I love Off the Record because I'm recording these ads from a road trip where I had the confidence to know Off the Record was in my pocket waiting for me the entire time if I got pulled over. There was the heat all over the place on this trip, and if you get pulled over, if you get ticketed, you need to go to offtherecord.com/TST and get that handled immediately. Off the Record will connect you with a qualified attorney in the jurisdiction where you got pulled over, and they will fight that ticket on your behalf all the way to the end. You get 10% off all legal services with Off the Record by using offtherecord.com/TST. That's offtherecord.com/TST. Let's get to the show. On this episode, we are talking about robots and what they should, can, and really won't be very good at doing. We recap our SSC Tuatara drive and talk about some nerdy data numbers and horsepower per ton and how me and Zach's cars compared to some of the best cars in the world. We talk about the Dodge Charger EV that was ticketed for loud exhaust, and from the end of the show, we pull it around with a little bit we did on our Pro Driver Patreon show where I review the BMW R12NineT motorcycle. So let's get to all of that today on the Smoking Tire Podcast. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the program. I hope you're all well today. It's a nice day in LA. It's like finally like sub-death hot here, and it's quite good. It's quite good. September is a good month. It's when like the tourists go home, but it's still like properly good summer weather for a long time here.
And the children are in school again.
Right, that too. So a little less traffic on the road. Do you want to go to Six Flags? Did you enjoy Six Flags last time we went? Okay, well, yeah. So the month of September is when you go to Six Flags on a weekday. And all the kids are in school, and you fucking hit it, 20 MGs, straight to X2. Fucking dive it,
like,
right?
We could film a car at Lake Hughes and then go to
Six Flags. Yeah. They always get me on that. If you go twice, just twice in 1 year, you can get the season pass. I only ever go once. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those 30 coaster days, those are good fucking days, man.
30 coasters?
Yeah, when you can hit like 30 roller coasters in a day.
Yeah, we did all of them so many times.
Yeah.
It was like, all right.
We did Tatsu like 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. Tatsu is really one of the best roller coasters I've ever been on.
That's the one that rotates your whole thing, right?
That's X2. X2 is the one with the skydive and the central, the 5-axis. Tatsu is the one that has the 300-foot inverted dive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That shit that's wild. I think that's actually wilder than, I don't think they make X2 as gnarly as they could.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think I bet you somewhere there's the fucking someone's like, let me just pull up the hardcore tune for X2 so that some pro can ride it in sicko mode. You know? Yeah. I bet that coaster has a sicko mode.
I bet the designers have a version out in CAD somewhere or whatever software, SolidWorks, that's it would make everyone vomit.
Yeah.
And no one would do it, but this is physically possible.
Sure. That's exactly. That's what they say about robo racing, right? The limits of the race car are the driver, you know.
Right now.
Meanwhile, the robo race cars crash at 40 miles an hour all the time.
The limit seem about sensors and computing power.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the Robot Olympics footage?
No.
They held in China.
Oh.
And everyone was sharing these videos
Was this recent?
Yeah, it was a week ago. And everyone's like, oh, haha, we don't have to worry about anything because robots are running into a wall and they can't jump or whatever. And I'm just sitting there going, I wonder if this is the distraction from the actual Chinese robots that are made that can, 100% carry an AK-47.
I mean, everyone I know who has worked in robots, for real robots, is humanoid looking robots are so fucking dumb. A robot is meant to do a task, and a human is meant to do all tasks, and nobody everyone who wants a robot wants it to do like a couple of things over and over and over. And like, that's why good robots don't look like humans. They look like fucking arms on a thing or,
sure,
you know,
but
whatever.
I understand the trajectory of like Boston Dynamics is if you can make a machine that has as many capabilities roughly as a human does, then you can have one design that can do all these different tasks.
I guess, but I think I don't know. It seems like too big of a mountain with too little of a reward to make a universal robot versus just designing robots for tasks that aren't as pretty. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a negative Nancy about it. I think they're going to
cause a lot of problems.
I have a feeling that the desire for a humanoid robot stems almost 100% from the fact that people, and I get this feeling, you probably get it too. Do you have a housekeeper once in a while?
Yeah.
Do you like being home when they're there working?
No.
Nobody does, right? That's
what questions.
That's what the humanoid robot is for. A humanoid robot is to clean your house so you don't feel awkward being in the house with a person that's cleaning your house.
That is such a complicated solution to what would
That's basically what an autonomous car is. An autonomous car is basically, I don't want to be in this taxi with the person driving it. That's the only fucking reason for it.
Yeah.
There's no other good reason.
It's weird that
this is just that applied to housekeeping.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I leave and sometimes I just go in the office or whatever. I mean, she's very, very nice and our dog loves her.
Of course.
So I don't care that much.
Nothing
Here's what I'm saying. I don't need Boston Dynamics to keep going forward and get rid of everyone's job just because I don't want to talk to a housekeeper because I'm an awkward person.
I don't think they're straight up going to ever say that. I don't know if anyone's going to admit that shit out loud, but I think that's really what motivates them is that they don't want to be in this sort of awkwardness of being in a home with service people.
I don't think that's why that company exists. I think that company
I don't think it's why that company specifically exists, but I think that's why the desire generally among people for a humanoid type robot is like a housekeeper and slave you don't have to pay and it doesn't have to be awkward to be around.
I think it's more the not having to pay version or story.
Yeah.
Than not having to talk to them or...
So fine, maybe it's a side bonus, but like nobody likes being like just living their life, you know, when like there's people like cleaning and shit around them. It's awkward. It's weird.
Right, because you feel like you're in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have to like constantly make conversation and you're trying to like, you know, you're just like in your house, like staring at the wall. I'm not saying this to be a dick. Like,
no, I know you're not.
Like, but that's like that. That's why people like leave the house. Like, you just don't want to be involved.
I think the goal is like, oh, you can. The trick is they're saying, oh, you, Matt, or me, or someone else can have a helper robot that'll get your medicine and all these other things. And it's like it's probably going to eviscerate the workforce.
It would cost me less, and it would be more effective to just pay a person
for a long time.
for such a long time.
I think they said the cheapest robot that's going to go on sale from China is like $6,000 to $8,000. I can happily pay this person I hire for like years and years and years to come to our house for that amount of money. And I'd rather do that. And have something that is going to be obsolete in 2 years and then be like, sorry, we don't have the computing power in here for you to update. You have to buy version 2.
Speaking of which, you and I went to dinner with someone on a business dinner the other night in Beverly Hills. I took a Waymo because I planned on drinking. And also you were going to be designated driver on the way home. So I was like, oh, I'm going to take one way. And I'm starting to see this Waymo, and I mean, in theory, all Waymos should drive exactly the same, right? This one drove a little more aggressively. And you told me the other day that you saw one make a big U-turn across 3 lanes of traffic, which is a thing I'd never seen before. But this one made some like real interesting navigational choices. You know, as I told you at dinner, there's 2 exits from my neighborhood. One that was the direction we're going, and one was the opposite direction we're going. And so far, I've taken multiple Waymos, and they only take one of the 2 exits, no matter which direction they're going. They won't take the other one. They are, for all intents and purposes, identical. There's nothing legal or anything about why you would not take the one that's the direction you're going and instead drive out of the way for 3 blocks to turn around and come back. Makes no sense.
That's weird.
So,
I wonder what programming is deep in its brain.
So, and then it made some other like strange really strange lane position choices. Like it would move, to one lane to travel a block to move back to the other lane, and I thought that was really odd compared to the last one. So yeah,
maybe it's actually learning from LA drivers, because people do that all the time. Yeah.
Someone downloaded a Tesla Model 3 map to the Jaguar.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel kind of bad because I almost. Do you think the pro drivers will be mad if I cut the BMW motorcycle bit out of the pro show and like drop it into the end of this show?
I think we could just leave it in that show and then put it in this show.
I don't mean cut it out, remove it. I mean copy it from that show and drop it in this show. I hope they wouldn't. I felt bad. We did the pro show, which if you're a pro driver on the Patreon, and I didn't realize it was a pro show. There's almost no difference to the structure of one show versus another. And I did this entire 20 minutes on this motorcycle and only to realize it was like a paywalled show. And that's sort of not what press vehicles are for. And so I think it would be most fair to BMW, who lent me the motorcycle, and to like the rest of the audience that want to hear about the motorcycle. It would be the most fair if I take that from the pro show and put it at the end of this show. Sure. And I hope the pro drivers won't feel mad about that. I think they'll understand.
I think they'll understand.
Yeah.
And then that way you keep getting motorcycles. They can keep listening to you talk about.
The quid pro quo of the press vehicle is not that you have to say nice things. And in fact, I have quite a few criticisms on this motorcycle. It's that you actually deliver the content to your audience. Yeah. Couple fun things are happening. One, our SSC Tuatara video is up right now, as well as the story on Road and Track. I wrote 2,000 words. I wrote like 2,700 words, and Mike Duff did. Oh, is it not posted on Road and Track yet? I thought he was going to post it. They said, it'll be up like within hours. They said Thursday morning. So the video is certainly up right now. The writing will be up within hours. And did we talk much about the car, or were we waiting for the video? I don't know if we actually talked much about the car.
I don't remember because it was in the show.
Well, just in case, let's refresh. I'm sure a fan who's on the live stream will remember exactly what timestamp of what episode we talked about it. If so, get in the comments. But just as a refresher, this is a 1,750 horsepower car that weighs less than my Spider. It has triple the horsepower of my Spider.
Jeez.
Triple. Isn't that crazy? Like, what's that? Like, on the one hand, that's a crazy thing to think about. And this car is, fucking pants-shittingly fast. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you'd think with triple the horsepower that it would, like, exit the atmosphere or something, like
triple. If the arrow wasn't right,
at
a certain point, it
probably would. Yeah, that's true. Like the Mercedes
GTR.
The Group C car. This thing has done 295 miles an hour. Not by us, but it did it, and it's an insane thing, and it is a very real car. And our argument, as you can see in the title of the video, is basically that it's the Corvette of hypercars. It has the speed, it has the fighter jet looks, it has a roomy interior and a trunk, and it works good. The air conditioning is great. But it's executionally just like an 8 out of 10 compared to a Koenigsegg or a Pagani. It's also a lot cheaper. It's the value proposition of this group. It's fully American, and but it's insane. Zach, your thoughts?
Someone said we did talk about it before.
Oh, we did?
But it's a good refresher.
Okay.
So we'll keep it tight.
Folks, we got to take a quick break from the action because DeleteMe is supporting us today, and they make it quick, easy, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everybody vulnerable. But it's easier than ever to buy and sell people's personal information, and the way they do that is through data brokers. And every time you sign up for something online, buy something online, make a new account, there's a pretty decent chance that your personal data is going to a data broker, and that's how you get spam, phishing, harassment texts, etc. Now, what DeleteMe does is it goes through all those data brokers on your behalf and tries to delete that data. Most of the time, they can do it on their own. Sometimes you have to do a couple of clicks to do an approval here and there. But fundamentally, DeleteMe will, not just once, but in an ongoing way, get that data out of those data broker databases and keep your phone calls, your inboxes clearer and fresh like a baby's bottom. So you can take control of your data now and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe now at a special discount for our listeners. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/tire and enter code TIRE at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. We are also brought to you today by Liquid IV. I love Liquid IV. Took it on this road trip that I'm on right now. Man, does it help keep me refreshed in the morning, either after I have a big workout, helps you replenish those electrolytes and fluids, or if I've been out late the night before, know what I'm saying, and I need to be ready for the day ahead of me. And one stick of Liquid IV put into 16 ounces of water, it's more hydrating than water alone. You hear me? They've got a thing that's more hydrating than water. I don't even know how that's possible. I'm not a scientist, but that's what they're doing over there, and that's crazy. Plus, it's got 8 vitamins and nutrients, all in a single stick. It's got 100% daily value of 4 essential B vitamins. It's an excellent source of vitamin C. And it's fabulous either before or after a workout, when you feel run down after a long night out, or particular good one here, Pro Move on a long flight. The dehydration that happens on the long flight, you don't feel it because you're just sitting there doing nothing on the flight. It's not like you're working out, but you're crushed afterwards. Man, a Liquid IV can really get you going on touchdown, right? Don't let the grind drain you. Ditch the glitch with zero sugar and zero crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, and live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code TIRE at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code TIRE at liquidiv.com.
It's definitely one of the most memorable driving experiences I've had. And it's a lot more violent than when we had the Bugatti Chiron. I mean, I rode in that. They didn't let me drive it, but the shifting, the handling, all that stuff there's just more poise. It was smoothed out.
Bugattis are tuned for smoothness.
Yeah. And it just, this thing, which actually had a very smooth ride because it has soft suspension, but when you start getting on the gas hard, that soft suspension, like there's a lot of squat in this car.
Yeah.
And then under braking, there's a bit too much dive,
yeah,
which then makes the quick steering a little bit unnerving.
See roof rodeo.
Yeah. I mean, this had a lot of heave to it, but the shifts are violent. I mean, they're loud and it shakes the car but not in a way that like upsets the car. But
I mean, it kicks into like wheel spin almost.
Yeah.
And there's the motion, the actuation of the shifter. I mean, if you've shot, a recoil rifle or a semi-automatic pistol that has like not like a Glock, like a big fucking metal, like like a Beretta 92 or a Desert Eagle, where you shoot it and it goes ka-clack. It does a ka-clack along with an actual shotgun blast sound.
I mean, technically, the Beretta 92 has an open slide. It's much lighter than most guns, so it actually has a lot less recoil. What you're thinking of is the Desert Eagle 950, which,
sure.
those do. I shot a guy at the
a Desi?
He was shooting it, and I was watching him, and he goes, "You want to shoot it?" That's what he sounded like. And I did. I tried to, and it jammed, and he goes, "It does that." And then he racked it, and I shot it once, and I was like, "That's enough. I don't need to."
When we first started going, dude,
sorry, go ahead.
I've shot one. No, it's okay. I shot one a couple of times in Philly, and they would. I think the range we went to in Bucks County, where we used to go shoot guns, like 30 minutes outside of Philly. I think it was like $5 a round.
Whoa.
To shoot the Desert Eagle 50. And no one ever needed to shoot more than like 5 or 6 rounds. Like, you get it, know. And so you'd give him a 20 and he'd give you 4 shells and go, here you go. And it's like, fucking somebody hold me kind of thing. They're big. The Baby Eagle is really nice. You ever shoot one of those? It's a miniature. It's not like miniature, but it's like a normal sized Desert Eagle that's a 40 caliber.
Oh, okay.
And it's a beautifully made thing, and they shoot really good.
I mean, they're cool looking.
Yeah.
When they landed on movie screens, all of our brains were like, "Oh, that's the gun for the bad guy," or whatever.
When you've got Vinnie Jones,
Bingo.
What gun company doesn't want Guy Ritchie character Vinnie Jones pitching for them?
My gun says Desert Eagle .50 down the side of mine.
That
bulge
is
is shrinking. That's such an amazing speech.
That scene that's like the Glenn Ross of gangster film scenes. He should have got nominated for an Oscar for that. I wonder if he was. I say that without knowing if he was. I don't think Vinnie Jones has ever been nominated.
It was like his second movie, and everyone's probably like, we can't nominate him yet. But anyway, the shifting of this car is, like you said, I mean, there is a reverberation, but it's like a single clack that just goes through the whole car, and it's loud. It goes bang.
Yeah.
And part of that's the backfire, which is quite visible.
We did get a couple good fire shots.
It shoots big fire.
Yeah.
And then
daytime fire. You don't even need night.
It's hard to see that.
That was 1 p.m. fire.
Really bright.
Yeah.
It is an exciting thing, and very, very, very fun.
Nuts. So the video's up on the YouTubes, and it's also going to be on Road and Track. If you prefer riding, check out both. Shout out to Ultra Shoes, by the way. Sent me and Zach some. What do they call these type of shoe? It's like a not day hiking, but it's like a through hiking.
Yeah,
through hikers. They're like halfway between a hiking boot and a sneaker.
Yep,
soft hiking boot or a tall sneaker. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
my pair is pretty comfortable.
You like them?
Yeah,
that's good. They're a lot lighter than boots.
I haven't hiked in them yet. I wore them like around, but I haven't gone on a hike. I'm going to try it and I'll report back.
Nice.
But thanks for sending us the shoes.
Yeah. They fit my your wide foot.
Yeah.
That's why I bought a pair of Ultras 4 years ago, because it was the only thing that fit my foot. Like
it's one width, but it's good for my wide feet. It's nice. I have a fan named Max who likes doing math, and I like when fans send math. I haven't fully fact checked the math.
What grade is Max in?
I don't know. I do not know. But boy, are there many spreadsheets. Basically, Max's math enthusiasm started with my demand motor. He saw the dyno video and he went, wow, the power to weight ratio of that is pretty exceptional. And so he did a thing where he compared it to some other cars.
Cool.
And then so that's pretty fun, and I'll go to that. And then I go, oh, that's pretty fun. Maybe we can talk about that on the show. Can you just throw some other random cars on the list for comparison, so we can see what the relative is? And so he actually put your cars and all of my cars on a chart, so we can see how they completely stack up.
Okay.
So if the slowest vehicle in our fleet, or the worst, it's a horsepower per ton with a standard sized driver, meaning driver of fixed weight. And that weight I think that weight's 150.
Okay.
It's not me. So my Vespa 300 is 105 horsepower per ton, with you riding it, not with me riding it. Okay. Next up is your RAV4 Prime, 146 horsepower per ton. The Myers-Manx Radial is 170 horsepower per ton. The Taycan Cross Turismo is 176. My NSX, which is an N82, is 195. Your E46 is 206. The Countach is 270, and the Porsche is 370 horsepower per ton. Now, That's a lot for the Porsche. And the comparison, where's the Oh, here. The original chart, which has the comparison. So that puts it in a terms of horsepower per ton. It's split 5 on either side, split between a Hellcat Red Eye and a 911 Turbo S, that's pretty high.
Do you know what the SSC Tuatara is per ton?
Why don't you?
I did quick math. That's just 3,000 pounds, right?
3,100.
So I just did 0.66.
Yeah.
1,155 horsepower per ton. Holy moly!
The highest one on the list, the Mazda 787B, which is the rotary Le Mans car, was 751.
Whoa,
horsepower per ton. But what did you say? 1,000?
150, something like that.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Other notables on the list. I mean, 370. I mean, that's between a Turbo S and a Hellcat Red Eye. Wow. 375 is an Aventador. 379 is the 1987 Yellowbird.
You know what this tells me?
That's how fast that car was.
We should drag race your car against a lot more cars because your horsepower per ton is so similar to all of these legendary supercars.
It is. The new SCR. I don't think that's right. He wrote SCR, but I don't think that. Oh no, that is right. The new SCR is 381. Z06, current Z06, 385. And then and so yeah, that's pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Max. What else is good maths? 964 Carrera, 179. That's like the same as my Taycan.
So I should race someone's 964 for pink slips.
Hell
and
yeah.
Sell it to Singer.
Bro, Ferrari 328 GTB, 189. That's pretty good. 328 GTB is better than the NSX. Pretty good, huh? Thank you, Max. Yeah, fun math.
I wonder what like a Pacifica is. You know,
a Pacifica?
Is that on there?
Wonder if he made it. He put a couple like fully random things on the list. I don't see. Oh, Camry V6, 2018 to 24 is 179.
Oh, so it's really close to the Ferrari.
F-150 Raptor, 162. Mazda Miata ND3, 158. Guys, got to take one more break from the show for Upside coming in hot this fall. And when it comes to that back-to-school rush, early morning drop-offs, after-school activities, football games, those last-minute supply runs, and, of course, the extra trips for groceries, coffees, and gas, the days get all busier, and it adds up. But now Upside is here, and you can earn real cash back every time you fill up your tank, grab a bite, or stock up on essentials. Whether you're driving cross town for a soccer game or driving cross country for a gig, Upside helps you keep more in your pocket. In fact, Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. The free Upside app gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. There's over 100,000 vendors in there, ensuring that cash back is always just around the corner. And yes, it's real cash back. We're not talking about reward points, credits. We're talking about real money that goes straight into your bank account. All you have to do is claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Then you pay as usual with your credit or debit card, follow the steps in the app, and get paid. You can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside than any other product, including loyalty programs and credit card rewards. This is it's basically free money back. All you have to do is spend the way you would normally spend at the kind of places you're already going and just tell Upside that you're doing it, and then they give you money back. Upside's given back $1 billion to its users. Find out how much you can earn. Download the free Upside app and use promo code THESMOKINGTIRE to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code THESMOKINGTIRE. I did this for my expenses and I saved hundreds of dollars every month for like no work. You can do it too. Go to the Upside app, download it, and use promo code THESMOKINGTIRE. 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank. Run it dry, fill it to the top, take advantage. Thank you to Upside for sponsoring today's show.
If you have a Camry, you should race a Raptor for money in a straight line.
Well, dude, you remember when I raced a Prius?
For a car show?
No, we were doing one of the airstrip events, and we did a bit where I was in the Raptor on the gravel next to the runway, and I raced a Prius on the runway, and cool. I almost lost.
Yeah, it was really close.
Yeah, because the fucking Raptor pegged at 99 miles an hour, and a Prius can go like 125, and we had a runway.
Yeah.
So like I got out ahead even on the dirt, and the Prius was fucking creeping.
That was a really good race, though. That's on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, but that's a fun game. I like that one. I don't have any other really weird ones. I have a bunch of older sports cars: the Alpine A110 212, E92 BMW 335 190, Rolls Spectre 192. That's misleading. That thing feels fast because it has instant torque. That's fun. But it's funny that I'm right behind the 911 Turbo S because we have actually gotten the official confirmation. We're going to be giving away a 911 Turbo S.
Yeah.
And we get to mod it too, which is pretty fucking fun. It's a brand new Turbo S.
I think if we modify it, it will smoke your car in a straight line. Maybe from a roll, it'll be even.
The power to weight does not tell the entire story. PDK and a turbocharged powertrain.
I think we should find out. That's what I'm doing.
We can race it.
But anyway, we are going to give away.
No, it would definitely
a
brand new Turbo S will absolutely take my car in a straight line for sure. Power to weight be damned. If you did like a single in gear pull, it might be close. But we're going to put some wheels on it. We're going to put some nice Harries. We're going to take it to BBI and we're going to do a package that will not void the warranty, but will accentuate how delicious a Turbo S is. And then we may do some aesthetic mods because you have to make it look cool in thumbnails.
Right. Got to look special.
Those are the things. But I've seen photos of the car. It is a lovely specification. It is a specific car. It's not and we were going to have it for like a month and we have to do all the things, but we're starting with a brand new car, and we already have partners in place that are down to fucking play around. So we will have details on how you can enter in the next. I'm not sure the exact start date, but we learned from last time, and we're going to have the entire build done before we announce the first thing. So there's no weird pressure.
Yes, we've learned that lesson.
Yeah. There is some pressure. We have to modify the car before SEMA. The car has to get to SEMA.
Okay.
So, but the stuff that's going on is easy, straightforward, and it's going on a brand new car. So that hopefully shouldn't be a problem. But we get to go. We also have to make some videos with it, do some things, and then
get it to auction.
And then, and then put it on a container to Russia.
Vegas.
Oh, what?
What?
SEMA? Auction? It's not going to auction.
No, the pressure of get the thing done is always like Gas Monkey Garage.
Yeah, we got customers coming on Thursday.
We got 4 days.
What happened? He can't possibly wait. My Taycan wasn't done.
Tell him to wait.
Homie was like, "I'm sorry, it's got to be tomorrow." I was like, "Okay." Well, what else was I gonna do?
That's why there's no TV show about this Porsche dealership.
There should be. God damn it, there should be. They have. You know what they have at this Porsche dealership? Is one of those 911 GT3R like Rennsport things. The owner of the dealership got one of them, just sitting in the showroom.
Cool.
But it's not. It was raced. Like it's covered in grime. He raced.
Rad.
Yeah, he's doing something with it. Whatever he's doing, it's dirty. That shit is dope. Did you see the guy who got ticketed in the Charger EV for loud exhaust?
Yes, I did.
Pretty funny.
And the cop was like, "I'm not going to argue with you," which is such a police officer response.
You even think this will get to court?
Yeah, I bet it will.
If the person driving this car is listening to the show, please call off the record. I think they'd probably represent you for free.
But the only way you can't do a fix-it ticket. You can't just bring it into whatever office it is and say, "I fixed the thing," because nothing's changed.
Yeah, and
that person's not going to deal with this argument. They're going to go, "That's not my problem." They're going to hand you off to court, and then the judge is going to throw it out in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Now,
I was going to say the prosecutor would decline to even prosecute. If I was a prosecutor and somebody put this, I'd be like, I'm not going in front of a judge and saying.
Are there prosecutors for this? Isn't it like traffic stuff? Sometimes you go up, it's just the judge hears it. right?
There's
prosecutor also?
Yeah. There is a prosecutor.
They're present, but okay.
No, I mean, I suppose like I have definitely been in courts, and I suppose every state is slightly different, but I have personally been to courts and negotiated with a prosecutor before a trial.
Oh,
when
okay.
Tom Morningstar and I did our reverse bull run road trip to fight our tickets, we did that in 2 different states, where we had an opportunity where the prosecutor had like office hours basically before court, and you could just go and be like, "Hi, here's what I'm charged with," and they'll be like, "All right, well, we'll drop it down to a no seat belt, and you pay $200, no points," and I'm like, "Dunzo."
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, when I fought the ticket, not fought, but I drove that guy's Mustang that had expired reg, and I got the ticket, and so we were in line in court, and it was like an assembly line. Everyone just stood in front of a table, told the judge what was up, and when I told the judge, he was like, "This is not your fault. It's exonerated or whatever."
It's got to be state by state, slightly different procedural stuff.
Now, what if this person
or maybe
put
that was a big
aftermarket
ticket
speaker on it?
That's
Which would be the
story.
dumbest thing in the world.
That would be hilarious. What an opportunity for like Bazooka to come back.
Yeah, Fender amps or something like that.
I don't know. I think also I think sometimes those tickets may have been like misdemeanor tickets. Those may have been like the big ones.
Yours?
Yeah, I don't remember what trial was for what.
Right.
But like those may have been like misdemeanors versus like, little bullshits.
You guys were in more trouble, I think.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think this is, Borla could make a campaign for these and be like, make your EV go to 11.
Didn't MagnaFlow do a Mach-E that had a fake exhaust on it? I think they did. And I would hate to crap on MagnaFlow because they made a nice exhaust for my Manx, but I think I remember seeing that and going, yeah, no. Right?
Borla Active Performance Sound for Mach-E. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. But if this is just a bone stock charger that just makes a sound, I mean, that would be this is an interesting case.
Have you heard someone rip one of these yet?
No.
It sounds really funny.
Yeah?
It sounds really
Is it loud?
Louder than it should be.
Okay.
It sounds like a speaker playing a fake it sounds awfully similar to the Ioniq 5N. Ugh. Like everybody is like, "Oh, I like the idea of the Ioniq 5N, but the actual sound sucks." This sounds almost exactly
Why
the same.
didn't they make it sound like all the V8 cars they've made in the past?
I don't know.
Like this is like the Porsche thing. Like, they have the archives. Pull from the archives.
That's 100%.
426 something.
100%. Yeah. I don't know. If you're Porsche and if you're Dodge, you should be doing that.
All right.
We don't need the digital whatever the fuck this is. It sounds so weird. I heard one. I was standing outside here, like getting the mail the other day, and someone went, and people like hit it here, and this I was like, what? Because even the Ioniq 5N doesn't sound like that on the outside.
Right.
It's on the to hear it on the outside is I just was like, oh boy, this is the thing. Like, it's not good. It's not great.
$40,000 on the hood.
I would
your
love
EV charger
to go,
today.
Love to go fight that in court, though. Wouldn't you?
I just want to. I think hopefully this is in one of those precincts where they like broadcast the court, the trial live, so you can just watch. It would be the most watched thing since OJ. It would just be a bunch of car nerds curious what happens with this situation.
Yeah, Your Honor, it's electric. What? Dismissed. That's so funny. Good for him. Good for him. It looks like he pulled over in a gas station. If that's the actual photo of this,
yeah,
which is a funny place to pull over.
Is this like a real clip of the situation? Oh,
I think it is. This is really funny. Can you play this audio on this? You've been warned for your mufflers in the past. That was when I had a gas car. Hear it? He just did a rev. It sounded just...
Yeah, but it sounds pretty quiet.
It's pretty funny.
Oops.
Are you aware electric cars don't have mufflers?
Won't play twice. That's fun.
Oh my God. Some cops are so stupid. You're getting a couple citations. You've been. That was when I had a gas car. That's funny, man. I mean, if he did like a launch and went like 100 miles an hour, that's one thing. And he's like,
Are you aware electric? I love when the passenger's making sense, but also the driver's like, shut up, bro. That is so funny.
I think that is the kind of I think he's basically getting a speeding ticket without evidence.
I think you're right.
Is what's happening here.
Yeah.
I couldn't see you, but you just flew by. I got nothing, but I'm giving you this. There's in an electric car, like what else are you gonna give him for? And I think the cop probably he doesn't have anything. He's probably not being stupid. He's probably thinks he's cutting the guy a break of some kind, but he also doesn't have anything on speeding. That's probably my guess.
I think the officer thinks he's being smart, and he's like, I'm going to give this guy a ticket in a way that I think will work because, like you said, I don't have him for speeding.
Yeah.
And if he's being a nuisance, he's ripping around. He's basically wanted to stop that behavior.
Yeah.
But it's funny that he used the excuse that is almost physically impossible.
Yeah.
You're like, your muffler's too loud. Like, oh, wrong
Because you
word.
could use other stuff. You could use exhibition of speed. You could use unsafe start. There's like a variety of things you could use to go, I saw you do this thing that wasn't speeding. That's kind of funny, though.
Very funny.
He really goes wrong with using the word muffler.
Exactly.
Loud muffler. That's a problem.
Right.
Because public nuisance and like noise, there's got to be something in the statutes that's basically the equivalent of like having a crazy loud stereo. Like that's where you'd get it.
Maybe. Well, that's probably the nuisance thing, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably I would just fucking fight the battle. You can win there, buddy.
I can't wait to hear what happens when this goes to court in like 2 months.
Yeah. I call 4 seconds in front of a judge.
Yeah.
It's getting thrown out. Let's hear from the people. You said we had a lot from them. So let's make sure they are heard. Fucking, what are we doing over here? The Patreon is where it all goes down. Patreon.com/Smoking Tire Podcast. It's where you can help keep this show rolling down the road. Ask questions of the live show. Tune into the live show. Get the show early. Get the show without ads. Get extra show. Sometimes even too much extra show. I'm doing exclusive giveaways over here. And of course, let's get to what those patrons have to say. After I have a sip of my water. Bad Gardener says, a couple months ago, I posted a picture of a Ram Viper truck towing a Viper. My dad had the same setup for his first track car. Cool. What are the best car combos that make each car cooler than they would be alone? I mean, they don't have to be from the same OEM. Towing your Manx to Pebble with a Bentley, that helps. I mean, if you're towing with a Lamborghini LM002, towing your Countach, that would be a game over.
Or if you use the same truck to tow like a Storado or something.
Sure.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Towing your Ford race car product with some type of Lightning. It was cooler back in the day when it was like the 03 Lightning towing a Cobra. Ford doesn't have the really equivalent of that today.
Mm-hmm. Towing with a Raptor is funny because they squat so much. They're not great tow vehicles, and I've done it. They're fine.
There's a Cullinan in my neighborhood with a tow hitch on it, with a tow ball in the tow hitch, and I would like to say that the person is being a fucking super pimp and like towing their boat or something with the Cullinan, but I once saw it parked where it lives, and no, they own a funeral home. So they have multiple white Cullinans, a white Sprinter, and they tow a fucking glass casket trailer with the Cullinan.
It's like a hearse without the engine.
It's like a hearse, like a hearse trailer. It's like a display trailer that they tow.
It's a show and display.
The car's on show and display.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They should tow an Airstream or something. That'd be cool.
You could. I think that I don't know what the tow rating is of a Cullinan, but it's probably good amount. Did you know the tow rating of that Bentley is 7,000 pounds? I'm writing the story about that.
Wow.
The trailer was only like 3,140.
Yeah.
Yeah. Randy says, if you won the Powerball, how many cars would you buy? Would you pull a Leno or would you curate a perfect 5, 10, or 20 car garage?
I would get into dozens for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could get out of hand.
Yeah. I would end up just I don't have that many places to drive, but I could still end up buying a enormous amount of cars.
Well, Thaddeus sent me one of those high octane property listings yesterday, and it was like a ranch house setup. It was stocked with like 20 side by sides and 8 sand cars.
Yeah.
It was like, do you and your boys want to have a place and just have your own rental fleet of off-road shit? It's ready to go.
Turnkey.
And it had a dirt track in the back. Yeah, turnkey, exactly. So I might have dozens of cars, but maybe 20 of them would just be those things.
Yeah, I think what I'd like to do if I was really rolling like that is I would have properties around the country, places that I like to visit, and I would keep location-specific cars for those things. That's kind of, I think, what I would do. And if I'm at that level, I'm have my own. I'm gonna have a couple people that are dealing with the cars, and they're also gonna be my like transporters, and they could run cars from one house to another, things like that. But like, I don't know if I could ever get up to like 100. It would get. I don't have time for that shit.
Because then you're not driving. Then you're collecting them because you like seeing them.
Yeah.
And you just, when the numbers don't matter, it's like the Matchbox cars. You know, you just go, oh, this gave me a little bit of joy when I saw it. I purchased it. You know, what is it? It's a real 250 GTO. I'll take 6 of them. You know.
Billy Idling. That's very good. Do I still shoot film? Not really. I mean, you know what was tough about film for me is I graduated up to very large format, what you might even call ultra large format, where I was shooting 8x10 in college. And when you were shooting 8x10, the grain was so fine that it was essentially non-existent. You know, you could make an enormous print and you're only enlarging the thing 4 times compared to a 35 millimeter where you're maybe enlarging it 1,000 times to make the same size print, or a couple 100 times at least. And so when I graduated from college and sold my medium format camera and sold, I didn't ever own a large format camera. I was using my colleges. And I started shooting a little film on 35. I didn't like how it looked. It was really grainy and not very vivid compared to what I was able to get out of the large format camera. And I got kind of like disillusioned by it. I was then like, oh, well, this doesn't really.
Well, you peaked too early.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I really want it to look. So I kind of don't bother. Having said that, like, I really like the idea of, you know, shooting and then not seeing the photos for a little while. Like, that's really nice. And I like that he talked about a Pentax K1000. That's the 35 millimeter camera I have. And it's a fucking tank. I mean, mine is from the late 70s or early 80s. I don't really know, but dude, you can fucking huck that thing anywhere. And when you fucking wind it and you pull, it's that same, like the shifter in the Tuatara. It's like a clack. It's really satisfying. So, yeah. Our friend Gibran, who takes car pictures, just literally, he lives in New Orleans, just started a film store, like an actual physical brick and mortar film and vintage camera store. So I don't know what it's called. I should probably, I got to get a hold of Gibran and get the name of the store, but in New Orleans. But anyway, film's not dead. I just personally have not been motivated that much to shoot film. Excuse me. My Vanos is bleeding. We've talked about bourbons and scotch, and we know that Zach likes the gin, but how do you feel about Irish and Canadian eye whiskey?
I don't know what Canadian eye whiskey is.
I'm not sure I really do either. I have, therefore, no opinions on it. I'd like to try some. Maybe if you want to send us a couple, like, suggestions, like, staples of what a good Canadian eye whiskey is, I'll go to the store and buy a bottle and let you know. I'm down to try it.
Can we still get Canadian eye whiskey here? Real question.
It's probably fucking, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been long enough. I bet there's some stock still on the ground, you know, but yeah, it might become problematic. We should get it while we can. Jacking off the record, truly exceptional. No notes, exceptional. Remember that clip of Pharrell discovering basically Maggie Rogers in her NYU class? It circulates around Instagram, and he just looks up after hearing a song, and he's like, I have no notes.
Who's Maggie Rogers?
A musician.
Okay. I'll look at this
that's
clip.
it's not that important, but that's what I have about your username, sir. Top bourbons under $100. Number one, Taconic Distillery, if you can get it. It's like, last I looked, it's like $55 a bottle. That's my fucking jam. George Dickel, single, I think it's single barrel. It's the George Dickel with the blue label. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like a squat little bottle with a tall, skinny neck, and it's got a blue label on it. That's the shit right there.
I think Johnny brought one that was like 26. It was like H. Wells or something like that.
Oh,
Weller.
No, not Weller. Weller's expensive. Oh. The shit that Johnny got was JTS Brown, and it was like $25.
Delicious.
And it was totally delicious. Yeah. That's a good 3. Christian says, are we reviewing the Ferrari 12C? Yes, we are. And as a matter of fact, I have to circle back with them. They told me to circle back after Pebble, and then I forgot, and thank you. Right. Now you get, that's the part of the show where you guys get to listen to me make notes. Thank you for your help. German Shepherd Transport E39. Thoughts on the Porsche wireless EV chargers announced this morning? We can pull up that story. So how do you feel about EV chargers, Zach? I mean, wireless EV chargers. Do you use one for your phone?
Only in cars that provide them. Otherwise, they've gotten a lot better. For a long time, if the phone moved a millimeter, they would disconnect, and I found that very frustrating. So I am currently, whatever, call me old, like I trust the wire more, and I would really hate if I parked my EV overnight and I came back and it was like, oh, I was an inch off, it didn't charge, sorry, you don't have any range. That would suck.
Well, you have to imagine that there's some kind of a
display that goes,
let's call it a docking display, where it guides you onto how to park properly, and then it confirms that it is charging, and then one has to hope that Porsche's app would alert you if the charging stopped.
I'm sure that would happen.
One hopes.
So
one cannot expect, but one hopes.
The cables are not that inconvenient for me, but I understand that this is more convenient, and we humans will always drift towards more convenience. So
yeah, I mean, I would say that on the one hand, not touching anything is convenient. It may also cause less wear and tear opening the charge port cover door if people are charging their cars every single day.
Sure.
Maybe. Don't know. Don't know what it will cost compared to a standard home charger. Standard home chargers are pretty cheap compared to the cost of a Cayenne EV. So I imagine if a home charger is like $500, and the Porsche brand home charger wouldn't be, but a juice box, which is what I use and what I gave my parents to use, and all, any equivalent brand, higher end but independent brand, $500. I don't think I would use this. I think a standard charger has a level of versatility that this doesn't have. For instance, like, you'd have to also have a regular charger if you had this.
Why?
Because if it failed, you'd still want to be able to charge the car. The car obviously still has a charge port, so you can charge it other places. If a friend comes over with an EV, you want to be able to charge. To drive an EV and not have somewhere to charge a friend's EV is selfish and silly. Well, I charge friends' EVs all the time at my house.
Now you're in Samsung versus iPhone, Thunderbolt land.
Sure.
Where it's like, oh, I have the cable for this phone, but not your phone. Yeah, that's true.
I charge friends' cars at my house all the time. I mean, just if they're over, if they're staying over or whatever.
I think if this is stable,
Yeah.
it will be popular among people people like convenience, older people. Yeah, I think it'll just remain to be seen how easy it is. How precise do you have to be over this rectangle? If you're listening to us, looking at the picture, it looks like a rectangle. It's like about as big as the hood, maybe half the size of the hood. So
It's like the size of a doormat.
yeah, it looks like a doormat. So can you be off to the left a little bit, off to the right a little bit, and it still works? I hope so. I assume so. But
I mean, probably. It's probably.
Probably.
McLaren did this first with the Speedtail. The word is, it never fucking worked. It never worked.
See, that's not great.
I know 2 people who had Speedtails.
I would trust Porsche more.
Me too.
To roll that. They usually don't roll things out until they're pretty solid. But
My charge cable was recalled, just so you know.
really?
Yeah, that was the first recall I had. But the first recall when I bought the car. I bought the car and it immediately was like, open recall. And I went to the dealer and they go, here's your new charge cable. Give me the other one.
Well, I stand corrected. Yeah.
I don't know. I look forward to using it.
Sure.
I'm sure there will be a press launch and one of us will get to try it. And I hope it's stable. And I think like my dad, he parks his car in the same spot, in the same garage every day. At my house, I don't park my EV in the garage. I park it in the driveway. And I have like a 30-foot cable. And so I like the flexibility to be able to park it pretty much wherever in the driveway I need to and get my charge on.
Yeah.
I do like that.
This is more convenient for a very specific situation, but outside those parameters, it is less convenient.
I would bet that over 50% of Cayenne owners and probably an even higher percentage of that of prospective Cayenne EV buyers park their cars in a garage.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I
Definitely.
wonder if the Mat is all-weather capable, though. So, like, if you did have a driveway, if you could, I don't know, if you could just, like, lay this thing on the driveway and then drive over it.
But maybe what if leaves get on it and then
Yeah,
you
I don't
park,
know.
like, does that
sets
heat your
fire.
leaves? Right.
It
I
sets
don't know.
fire like a magnifying glass.
I don't know how it works.
Does
if
it
you,
get?
if you know, let us know in the comments.
It's hot.
Does
Like,
it?
I don't know about you, but like if I try to
phones
use a
get hot.
wireless charger, my phone gets hot as shit.
Yeah, it does.
I don't use
the
wireless
car get
chargers
hot?
in cars.
I wonder if the car will have to run its battery cooling system while charging
Well, sometimes they do anyway.
when they're plugged in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wonder
My car will make a not as loud as the Ford. The Ford did it a little more than the Taycan. When it was plugged in, it did make the slight hum of circulating energy and coolant. Once in a while, like it would come and go.
But I think the phone gets hotter with wireless charging than plugged in charging.
For sure.
So I'm wondering if the battery pack in the EVs will then get hotter and have to run the cooling system more or whatever.
Probably.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting indeed. Trogdor the Burninator. Really is has a Black Pearl Canyon. Thank you very much. What is the correct way to describe the dial? It is Tahitian Black Mother of Pearl. That's what it's called. Work from home roadie. Superhero. Oh, see here. I respect the question, work from home roadie. Not a superhero guy, though. Wants us to give superheroes cars. Superheroes need to fly. They can't be driving.
A lot of them don't fly. Now they just jump a lot.
They jump, yeah.
They can't let everyone fly, otherwise they're all Superman, and then you lose the Christian imagery. Think about it. It's true. Can't have more than one God,
Can
Matt.
only be one Jesus. Yeah. True. Okay. I don't understand the wording of that question. Neil deGrasse Tychon. That is very good. From a data perspective, how are the patrons distributed across the globe? Can we see the breakdown by country? Can you see the breakdown by country? I'm not sure. You can on like YouTube. On YouTube, we're 56% U.S. And then about like 10, 12% Canada. And then maybe like 8 UK. And then it's, single digits for some Middle Eastern countries, the other Western European countries, Australia, New Zealand. Australia might be like 5%. But it's very small percentages if you go into countries where English is not the main language.
It does not show me any data on where y'all live, where our patrons live, I should say. Yeah, it doesn't have any of the data like YouTube does. So I don't know.
Tahitian Curse of the Black Mother of Pearl Jam. There's a lot happening there, and I'm into
I like it though.
Is it a good idea to buy or lease a Tesla Model Y after the tax credit ends? I'm on the fence on pulling the trigger on a used one with decent miles. I would not buy a fucking used Tesla. They're built really badly. Like, really badly. And the Model Y rides like shit. I'd much rather have a used 2023 or 4 Ford Mach-E every fucking day of the week.
That's true.
They're built so much better, and they ride better.
Depends on the charging network in your area, but, I mean, public charging has gotten better outside of Tesla. Tesla still wins with the supercharging network. Do you see Jason Fensky just bought a Lucid, or at least a Lucid?
Oh, for like nothing? You get one of the cheap
really
ones?
Cheap.
Yeah.
It was $82 or $76,000 is the list price, but his lease deal is insane.
Like 5 something?
It's
or like,
really low.
Yeah.
The video is worth watching. It's very funny, but yeah. So that's his. He had a Model Y for 7 years.
There is a price at which a Lucid is a good buy. Not $180,000, but like if you're talking about $600 a month or something, like hell yeah on a Lucid. Those things drive great. Ryan West says, you've often said that the current Bentley line is basically as good as a car can be, as long as you can afford it. I will stand by that. I have no reason to disagree generally, but which car ticks all of those boxes in a more urban city friendly size? Is it a Macan, or am I forgetting something else?
The Macan is very strong.
Macans are very strong.
Looks good, drives great, looks good inside and out, capable, rides pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, if you get too sporty, it won't ride very well in New York City or in Boston. Like the ride can get a bit stiff.
Yeah.
Good SF car.
I mean, if you're let's see, the things about there's Bentleys are so good at everything. You haven't the Audi SQ5 is pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's not quite as good as a Macan, but it's pretty good. Are there any other like great like sport crossovers that I am not thinking of right now? I mean, the Audi RS3 is probably a little firm for New York City or Boston.
Mm-hmm. S3.
The S3 is nice.
We drove that. That was nice.
That's a lot of car.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a car. It delivers on because all these categories like
if
usually
you've got Macan money, you shouldn't get an S3.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's a big difference in price. Especially if you get into the upper tiers of Macan.
Yeah.
But the Bentley, the thing with the Bentley is when things cost that much, the suspension gets as magical as it can get because they can afford, the crazy air damper or whatever the technology is, and you just can't get that lower. Like that's why it rides so good, and then it firms up, and you have all the luxurious appointments inside. So I think it's like, they do the whole like, here's 3 categories, pick 2.
Yeah.
Bentley is when you're at that price, you can pick 3.
You can get,
and that's what's rare.
Yeah, the fast, good, and cheap.
Yeah.
Pick 2. But like, if you can get rid of cheap, then you can just have all 3.
Well, it's like performance, luxury, comfort. Pick 2. But when you get into like Bentley Continental GT Speed, you pick 3,
mm-hmm.
and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not the Audi RS3 does all of those things very well in a compact package, as does a good Macan or an SQ5. Also, like a Taycan Cross Turismo.
Kind of big car though, I think.
Taycan?
Yeah. I wonder if I haven't driven an X1 in a long time. I wonder if that's.
I haven't thought about an X1 in forever. Yeah. It's hard to beat a Macan, especially if you're talking about a brand new one.
Yeah. This name is amazing.
David Tuig the Pink, one in the stink, is about as good a username as I have ever heard. Oh man. EVs will have the tax credit vaporized on September 30th. If I lease or buy now, I'll face inflated prices because of artificial demand. Or wait till after 9/30 and see if manufacturers absorb the 7,500.
I mean, that's just a gamble.
Yeah.
My bet, and I'm saying bet, like don't listen to me, I have no insider information. I bet prices fall a lot after the credit vaporizes because I think it's just going to...
Because people will just,
for
at least a few months, stop buying.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Hellcat Brown Eye. I just saw this one this morning. Have you seen the video of the, quote, $1 million yacht that capsized instantly after launching? I know nothing about yachts, but no way that that's a $1 million yacht. I thought exactly the fucking same thing. The boat looks to be about maybe about a 55 to 65 foot power yacht. Apparently built in Turkey. It's a big fucking boat, and there is absolutely no way that is $1 million. If that's a brand new boat, that's gotta be $4-5 million.
Yeah, more expensive, right?
Much more expensive. Much more expensive. $4 or $5 million. $1 million today will get you, if you're talking about a power boat with a cabin, like with a livable inside. You're talking probably for $1 million, maybe it'll get you 45 feet.
Boats are so fucking expensive.
Well, especially if you're talking yachts.
Yeah.
This is easy 4 or 5, maybe even more. But it's crazy. The video, they roll it down the ramp and it's in the yacht. It's short enough for like a fucking TikTok. And it starts to list and then But if this boat, let me tell you something. If this boat actually cost $1 million, I'm not surprised it sank. Because
it's like too cheap for the size.
A boat that big that only costs $1 million, that's a shit box. Like straight up shit box.
It didn't have an engineering team. They just had a design team.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a 3-story, 2-story. This is a big boat.
That's crazy.
Got all the radar and stuff, man.
Yeah. And I mean, Turkey, it's built in Turkey and there are a lot of very high quality boats built in Turkey. So you can't be like, oh, well, it's fucking Turkish, huh? Like, no. But yeah, A, 5 million probably, and B, if it really was one, yikes.
Every population, every industry has a person down the street who goes, they charge you 4 million, right?
Yeah.
I can do it for 1.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work out. There's a reason it's expensive.
Sucks. I wonder if if it really is made in voyage, though, it's probably on the shipyard and not on the owner, even in terms of an insurance claim.
Oh, yeah.
They probably have not actually taken delivery because you have to do sea trials and stuff like that before you can take delivery of a boat like that.
When your car sank.
Yeah.
Not your problem.
It's probably the shipyard's insurance. Probably. Yeah. Matt's Bong the Adjuster. As YouTube becomes more rewarding of short form, would it make sense to stop making YouTube videos and add another weekly podcast, or is the math looking bad there too? I don't have any evidence that a third episode a week would return money in proportion to its own existence. And I'm pretty sure that if we had to fill 4.5 hours of content a week instead of 3, that I'd have a pretty hard time doing that because we wouldn't have time to go out and do the things that we need to talk about on this program.
I also think we exist in a weird time where short form is bigger than ever, but long form has definitely returned. Mm-hmm. You look at, Fenske's videos, there's plenty of content out there that is 20 to 40 minutes, sometimes longer. Like Larry Chen's videos are, a bunch of them are 45 minutes plus. So it's really interesting that the audiences now, I don't know if they're divided where younger people are into short form and older people are long form, But I know my friends with kids, all they can do is watch shorts because that's what they have time for, literally. And so I don't know. It's an interesting time where super short and longer shit are both succeeding at the same time.
Yeah. BMW, the ultimate check engine light machine. Now that's all right. I've had a 2009 WRX for 16 years. Bought it new. I have 3 kids and a wife, so my new car needs to be spacious, comfortable for road trips, but still fun and sporty when I'm alone. I prefer manual and rear-wheel drive. Best of luck. But would consider other options if they're compelling. $25,000 to $40,000. Pro tip, I work at a Chevy dealer and can get GM parts and service on the cheap.
Can you get a Chevy SS for $40,000?
Then, yeah, you want an SS.
Yep,
And that's
it.
That's what the newest, nicest one you can afford.
America's M5.
That's what you've got. Matt's 2013 polo sweater. I like where your head is at. Do I have a 2013 polo sweater? Is there a specific sweater that I had that is embarrassing from 2013? I feel like that's a reference to something, and I don't know what it is.
Well, if I don't remember.
I don't know. I
had
the ones. I had the one from the Beijing Olympics that had my name on the back of it that was embroidered. That may have been it. Deep cut. Let's just say.
Deep cut.
How do you feel about lowriders? It would be cool to see a one-take bouncing and leaning.
I think they're awesome.
Love them.
Yeah.
100%.
I think that's a car that really clearly displays the owner's love and work put into it because it's so much of it is about aesthetics. Mm-hmm. And I always appreciate that.
Yeah. They don't love when you like film them. They don't trust the media to not either make fun of them, misunderstand them, or like villainize them as gangsters. And most of these people are like seriously like family people and like real Christians, not like bullshit Christians. Like, and they're like not gangbangers. You know what I mean? They have the cholo style or whatever, but like they're like, you know, people in lowriders today are like community leaders. Not gangbangers, and they get very skeptical of people filming them. We hung out with Mr. Cartoon and rolled his lowrider, and that was fun as hell. Chris wants to talk about the Nismo Z manual. Yes, that will be excellent. Do you think there'll be a press launch for it?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Why wouldn't there be?
I don't know, but the Nismo Z was kick-ass other than the automatic gearbox, so I bet that would be a really, really good car.
I feel bad. Remember, I drove that. Well, we both did. We drove that Z1 Motorsports car, and we're like, I wonder what it costs to convert a Nismo to a manual. And now they're making one.
Yeah,
it's
that'll be the end of that
car.
Yeah, it'll be like those people who were doing wide body Hellcats before Dodge did them themselves.
Yeah,
out of business real quick.
The take rate was so high on the wide body.
Oh, okay. Cayman Mysock. I think, is it supposed to be pronounced Mysock? Or is it supposed to be like Messiah?
No, I think it's a play on Wysock package.
It's a play on Wysock, which is great. But it's Mysock.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a Messiah.
No, but they wrote Mysock to show, and also they came in my sock. I like it.
Came in my sock. That's
right.
The joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking funny. You have to say it out loud.
Yeah.
That's
if you're 14, you know what we're talking about.
No, that's a no notes. That's A level. It's awesome. For scientific purposes, let's say that you have a family member that works at Hyundai. Given the incredible discount you get off of vehicles, what Genesis would you pick? The higher the trim, the bigger the discount. I couldn't tell you the name of a trim level of a single Genesis, my friend.
The last one I drove was really nice. I do remember that. I don't remember what it was.
I like the SUV that looks like the Bentley.
Their SUVs,
the
all their cars
GV70
look really good.
GV70, I think, is a nice looking vehicle. I think the GV60 is an interesting EV. If you could get that loaded up nice.
Well, it's like the Kia EV6, right?
It's the and the Ioniq 5. Yeah,
I think it looks good.
Nice looking, good interior. The G70
that's what I drove.
is a nice sedan,
yeah.
But I mean, if you're talking, you get better discounts off higher trim cars, like they do get nicer. Yeah, I would go with the GV60 loaded up GV60 maybe.
I think if I was going to do an EV, I think they're great looking cars.
Yeah.
They look really good.
Probably loaded up GV60. Yeah. Good username though. Shout out to him. Roof yellow lead birder. Now we're talking. That's excellent. You mentioned punch list type work being done on the Manx. What is the warranty like on a Restomod? I think there isn't a written warranty. Okay, so pretty much anything is handshake, but obviously I am, providing a lot of positive PR for the company just based on my experience. So any fucking smart businessman would want to make sure my car is good.
Sure.
I mean, having said that, I think they probably want to make sure everybody's car is good. Mine is just, I think, a little more important than most because it's the first one, and a lot of notes that I'm giving back and changes that we're making now are just going to be the default on other customers' cars. So it's a little more important to have a very detailed punch list. Wait, what was the actual question, though? The warranty. Yeah, handshake, honestly. But, generally, when I've had, very expensive aftermarket or service work done, I've felt very comfortable asking for a handshake warranty of a year, reasonable use. And with, the people who do work on my shit or they know I take care of stuff. Mm-hmm. They know I'm not going to go out and fucking rip donuts till the gearbox explodes.
Right.
So if I tell you something's broken, it's because it's broken. It's not because I was a moron.
Yeah.
One pothole on the FDR drive. Volkswagen's putting in the 5-cylinder into the Golf R, as they say. I see no issues with this. I'm pro this. There's
cool.
No controversy, and if that means you can get a Golf R powertrain for $52,000 instead of $68,000, that sounds like a win to me. Think it'll get the ceramic brakes?
I think it'll sound great.
They're going to
detune it. Makes up for the interior.
They're going to detune it. There's no way it makes the same power as the Audi.
Oh, of course, but then you take it down the street to somebody,
sure.
and then it makes a ton of power.
The Audi makes 405. I bet you they make it do 360.
Well, what does the Golf R currently make? I forget.
300? 300, 30 something?
Oh, yeah, it's like 305, right? 315? Yeah. Oh, yeah, good guess.
360?
They'll go 360, yeah.
Yeah. The Myers Manx Glizzy Edition. Question for Zach. I've always wanted to own an E46 M3 in Laguna Seca Blue, but the cost premium for that color over a similar condition black silver is substantial, and buying a non-color premium car and having it wrapped Laguna Seca Blue. Does your wrap give you the same experience as if you bought a Amazon green car, or do questions like is it paint or wrap get tiresome?
Well, the question I've gotten a lot is when did you paint it? I don't get a question of is it wrapped, so it's not tiresome yet. Experience, I am more careful with it than I would if it was paint. Like when I open the door, I'm always careful opening the door in my garage because there's not a ton of space, but I'm a little extra nervous because it is...
Because it can tear.
It can tear, and it's like it's got a self-healing thing in it, and it's supposed to be pretty durable for like 5 years at least, but I just know that it's not as hard as, clear coat with paint. So that's the experience of living with it. Now, the cost savings, this is a math question, and you need to call a wrap shop near you. 405 hooked me up. They gave me a very big discount. But if it had been done MSRP, it would be like $14,000. Yeah. And I know everyone's going, holy fucking shit. When I saw how much work they put into it, I understand why they charge so much money, and the work is super detailed.
They also did the entire vehicle prep essentially as if it was getting painted.
Right.
They just didn't do the paint.
They filled every single dimple on my body, every single one. And they sanded and primed the hood. Like you said, the prep was so perfect. That's where a ton of your money goes. So I would say call around to wrap shops in your area and ask them what they would charge to do PPF color wrap on a car, and ask how much prep they do. Because if you're obviously buying a used car, it's probably going to have the same pits and dents my car did. Mm-hmm. And 405's philosophy, which I agree with, is if you're putting a brand new surface on a car, if there are dimples and dents and things, you're going to see them when you look down the side or the top of that car. So that's why they fill them.
Yeah.
Other shops might not do as much work, but you might find that spending the money on the LSB car is about the same as having a shop do a really high quality wrap. And then you have a car that is OEM LSB, which is a very desirable color.
Alternatively, the premium for that color, for the color you want, is going to be the same when you buy it as it is when you sell it. Okay? So it doesn't necessarily mean you have the money to spend right now, but that premium for that color is parked. It's not spent. So you get it back later.
Really good point.
So, like, you know, on the one hand, if you can't afford the premium color and you really want to get into the car, buy the best example you can find. And as long as the color's not hideous, whatever, you're in the game. Maybe you trade up later, maybe you wrap it, whatever. But those kind of colors, whether it's red on a 90s Mercedes or, you know, or Laguna Seca Blue or whatever, the good color that everybody wants, so much so that it makes a premium, that premium won't go away.
Right. Whereas selling the car with a wrap is probably going to be more difficult, or you're going to lose that money, I think, essentially.
Yeah.
Versus selling it with OEM LSB.
Sure.
Yeah.
Last one, and then we're going to stop because I really have to pee. Tim A says, guidelines and best practices for radar detectors and maximizing their efficacy. I like to mount my radar detector high in the windshield. That's typically the way to do it. It needs to have a clear view of the front and the back. I use the portable charge cable for my radar detector because I'm bringing it from car to car all the time. I don't have any hard mounts in any of my cars. If you're only keeping it in one car, then yeah, the hard mount kit is where it's at. I like to put my Valentine 2 on advanced logic mode, which basically ignores all X-band and most of your K bands as well. It only picks up like the strongest K bands and then KA bands. And then I combine that with Waze in CarPlay. And I find that using those two systems together is like, it's not perfect, but it's pretty foolproof. I am very rarely surprised by the presence of police. So that's what I would do. I know the Escort, there's other great radar detectors. I don't use the GPS functions. I don't use the app pairing really with the Valentine. I can make all the changes I need through the unit now, which you couldn't do with the older one. So I keep it all in a nice little like a DOP kit thing along with my windshield mount and an extra set of chargers, and that's sort of my like road trip kit that I bring in whatever car I'm road tripping. So I'm just ready to go. Thank you very much. Before we get out of here, Roth V wants to offer my mom $26K for her F-Type. Shit's not for sale, homie. Did I talk about selling the F-Type?
He asked if it was for sale. You said make an offer.
Oh, I did.
So yeah.
All right, I'll bring the offer to my mom. I suspect the answer will be no, but I will bring it to my mom.
I'll give her 27.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions today. We appreciate all of our patrons. I am off tomorrow to North Georgia. I'm going to be driving a 911 Carrera S across the Smoky Mountains, scouting for the Road and Track Blue Ridge Ramble that's happening in November. This one's going to be awesome. We're going to be doing 2 tracks. We're going to be doing the PEC in Porsches, and we're going to be doing Atlanta Motorsports Park in your own cars. Plus, we're going to be driving both the Cherahalla Skyway and Tail of the Dragon. Plus, we're going to be staying at very high-end hotels in Brazelton. We're staying at Chateau Elan. We're going to be staying at the Oliver in Knoxville, and we're going to be staying at a Nobu in Atlanta, and we're going to be going to Nashville as well. It's going to be a kick-ass trip, but I'm going to spend the next 4 days just driving. And fortunately, I asked to borrow a car, and they have a 911 Carrera S that's sitting around, so at least I get to drive something nice.
Yeah.
So if you go back a few posts in my Instagram to Motorcycle Day, yeah, there's some photos of it, and I'll post some more later. But there it is. That's the BMW R12NineT, which is, BMW people will defend this as a very creative name. I think this is in the Jeremy Clarkson fax machines name. Basically, you can decode it. The R in that name means it has the horizontally opposed boxer engine, which you typically will see in the BMW GS adventure bikes, a.k.a. the best motorcycles ever made, probably.
So basically, they learned from Alan Turing, and that's how they name their motorcycles now.
Yeah, decoding. It's super. So R. It's kind of like I mean, well, I would say for a time being, Mercedes or BMW, you could decode what the car is, from the badge. Now that badge doesn't mean shit, but so basically R is horizontally opposed boxer engine, which looks like, 1/3 of an air-cooled Porsche engine, essentially. Right. And R12 means it's a 1200cc engine. That engine has come in a variety of displacements. The newest big GS is a 1300. This is the older GS 1200 from like 3 or 4 years ago. And the 9, which is written letter R, number 12, word 9, letter T. Okay, it's also a throwback style to BMW's R90 motorcycle from back in the day. All right, so there's a couple things happening. I happen to think it is a very, very pretty motorcycle. It is what you might call a sport tourer. Zach, if you click over to the right, I have maybe a better photo of the bike. It has the full powertrain from the R1200 GS, but shoved into a smaller, naked sort of sport bike. Mm-hmm. Now, it can't be fully sporty because it has this sort of monster wide low engine that makes a whole bunch of torque, mid-range punch, and this really beefy shaft drive robust gearbox that's meant for this ride around the world adventure bike, but it's on a street-focused suspension on a lower thing. The tank is actually sort of the same, similar to the GS. It's a big tank, but then it has like a normal seat and then a normal sort of setup for street riding. So it's this kind of like funky in-between thing. It would be like, like imagine Dodge had built the V10 truck first and then put that engine in a sports car. Yeah. Basically like Ford, F-150 Lightning, and then the Ford GT had a version of the same engine. Same kind of concept there. But it's so some good things about it. I happen to think it's very pretty, as do many other people. Everywhere I went with it, people were like, that is a very pretty motorcycle. BMW motorcycles, particularly BMW motorcycles with boxer engines, have like sort of the ultimate in street cred. Everybody, whether it's an adult or a kid or someone who knows a lot about motorcycles, someone who knows a little bit, they all universally understand that BMW motorcycles are good. These are well-made, like little kids were like, that's a BMW motorcycle.
Now, is that because of their history with the GSs, the around the world stuff? Yeah, probably. And then people assume it, and I guess people assume it trickles down in quality to their other bikes, and does it?
As far as I know, I mean, the police all here in LA, the cops all ride BMW K1100s. Like they don't ride Harleys anymore here; they ride K1100s. Harleys are for parades.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all on BMWs now, and also like the S1000RR sport bike is like pretty gold standard level stuff. I mean, it's right up there with, Ducati and in terms of and the highest end Japanese stuff in terms of quality. So, and I haven't heard any horror stories. Maybe motorcycle nerds are like, well, you didn't know about the fucking sprocket timing guides and
right.
Whatever. I don't know, but I've not heard some horror stories about BMW motorcycles, and you see them with tons of miles on them. Anyway, it feels really solid, feels really well made. It rides, I mean, literally the suspension, the ride quality is very nice. It's really heavy for its size, and so it is resistant to turning in some ways. It's not the most agile bike, even though the weight is pretty low with the horizontal cylinders compared to if it was maybe a big V. Mm-hmm. But still, it is heavy. And because of that engine, the mid-range torque is really good. Having said that, there are some issues. because it's heavy, it's not as agile as other motorcycles of this price point, and it's not as agile as it looks. For instance, it's $19,000 as equipped, which will buy you anything. I mean, it will buy you a lot. And so it exists in this middle ground where it's really cool and weird and interesting and different. But being those things doesn't make it excel at anything. It's not like, well, it has the engine from this and that makes it better because,
right.
Frankly, it would probably be an objectively better motorcycle if it had the 1100cc 4-cylinder instead of this.
Yeah.
But that would also make it worse, like the Puro Sangue. If the Puro Sangue had the twin-turbo V6, it would probably be a better SUV, but it's a worse Ferrari. Mm-hmm. Same thing. There's no fuel gauge. There's an emergency light. But $19,000 BMW motorcycle should have an actual fuel gauge.
Does it have a miles to empty somewhere?
No, nothing. Just a light when you get low.
Mm-hmm. No. No.
I'm going to pass on that one. Yeah.
And you look through the menus. Like there's
through every menu. There isn't a range.
GTFO.
There's an average fuel economy, which was 39 for me.
Yeah.
And, one could do the math on how much the tank holds.
I don't want to do that.
I don't either. I want a fuel gauge for $19,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Huge miss.
My Vespa, $5,500 fuel gauge. Like that one we need. The quick shifter, I'm sold on quick shifters. You don't have to use them, but if they're there, they're typically very nice, and I ride in traffic a lot, so it makes my day easier. But this quick shifter is only good when you're accelerating briskly, not necessarily flat, but harder than I would accelerate when just riding around on the street. Let's call it 50% throttle. The quick shifter is smooth. At under 50% throttle, it kicks, which in a car, fine. On a motorcycle, I don't want my motorcycle kicking from underneath me at light throttle. So I have to use the clutch to shift smoothly when going slowly, which I also like using quick shifters to shift smoothly when going slowly. I don't only want to use a quick shifter when going fast. My guess is the GS is a lot heavier. The quick shifter is just taken right out of the GS, and no adjustments are made for the different geometries and or weights of this motorcycle versus that motorcycle, because I did not have that issue when using a quick shifter on the last GS I rode. So that was odd. And likewise, because I was using the clutch a lot, the clutch engagement is a little chunky. Now that could be good if you're getting used to riding motorcycles. Fabulous clutch feel. I mean, it was a real, it's off, it's on. You could really feel it through your left hand, but it was also a pretty hard transition from off to on, and it made an accompanying thunk in the motorcycle. And so
slipping it was more of an on-off switch?
When it first started to engage, when it went from 0 to the beginning of the friction zone, it went gung. So that is not necessarily bad, but like you could feel it. It was a thing, almost like putting a high performance like sequential gearbox car into first.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And did the bike move jolt forward? Like did you feel it more like a tuning fork?
You'd feel
like,
it you'd feel it through the bike. It would go gunk, and that's now it's engaged. But it's in other bikes that I've ridden that has been a smoother engagement. Again, 19 grand. It's like it's a refinement thing more than anything else. Having said that, I've had this for 2 weeks. I forgot what day it's supposed to go back. I think it's another week or so. Overwhelmingly, though, I think it's been a very nice thing to ride. I've done about 450 miles on it. So I have ridden it a bunch. And it's a neat thing. And if you are a fan of weird boxer BMWs, but you're not going to go adventuring, you're going to ride just around, here's a way to get that weird engine in a more streetable package.
Now, did you miss having a windshield? The GS always has a windshield.
I hate how windshields look, but if I'm really going to do any kind of highway riding at all, absolutely indispensable. At this thing, up to about 65, 70, it's fine. Above 80, granted that is an alleged speed that I might have tried once somewhere far away from people.
Close
closed course, you're really hanging on. Or you have to tuck, which I don't want to tuck on this fucking bike.
Yeah, naked bikes look so cool.
Yeah, for the city and for occasional highway or, back roads, sub 70 miles an hour, naked bikes rule. On the highway, you get so tired without a windshield so fast.
Well, if you're taking the corners fast, you're not even behind the windshield anyway, right? You're just hanging off like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. But generally, a very well-made and interesting motorcycle that I'm sure will find its audience. And it was very pretty. Oh, you know what else was, despite being like, it feels so solid, this thing. It really does feel very solid. Except for one thing, which is unforgivably flimsy. I can't figure this out. The gauge pod, the two gauges that are above the headlight, I don't know if I have another photo of it, a good photo of it. It's not how the gauges look. It doesn't matter about that. The gauges look fine. They're analog. They're nice sweep. They actually work great as gauges, minus the lack of a fuel gauge. But those gauges are mounted on a bracket, a plastic bracket that then, attaches to the fork somehow. And it's literally just a plastic bracket with a little kick up. And on one end, it attaches to the fork, and then it kicks up, and the gauge is attached to it. So they're on kind of an angle. So much metal on this motorcycle, and this bracket's plastic. And I wouldn't care that it was plastic, except the gauges fucking bounce.
Wow.
When you hit bumps, the gauges bounce. And I was like, how is this a thing? Like, this is crazy. Like, to the point where on some rough roads, like, I had trouble reading them. And I was like, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, it's not like it's a rubber, it's not like it's got a bushing there where it's designed to bounce, like an anti-earthquake building. It's not that.
It's the flex of the bracket.
It's just a shitty piece of plastic that can't handle the weight of its own gauges over bumps.
I wonder if they did a metal bracket, then they would need a bushing because then the vibrations might crack the gauge up.
That is totally possible.
And then maybe you'd still have the same movement. I'm not sure.
It's totally possible, and that was like the first gen Raptor problem where people were bending frames, and Jamal was like, "Look, I could make the frame stiffer, but the next thing that explodes is your shocks, and if one of those goes, you don't drive home, whereas you can drive home on a bent frame and complain to me from the safety of the dealership." And that was his trade-off. So you could be totally right here, and this piece of junk thing is designed to protect a gauge that needs some kind of a shock absorber. But the fact is, the end result is you're riding around a $19,000 motorcycle and the gauges are bouncing, which is just weird.
Yeah, that's weird and hard to read.
Really bizarre. But shout out to BMW for letting me have a go. I have enjoyed it. And shout out to my friend Mike for coming all the way out to L.A. from New York for the first time in 16 years and giving me a reason to ride it up the mountain. That was cool. So I'll see you guys next week when I get back from my trip, and we'll have more Smoking Tire podcasts then. See you later.